We are live on TWB. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the big show, 8 o'clock. I hope you're doing well out there. Hope you had a good weekend out there, staying safe, staying distanced, wearing that mask, doing what the doctor tells you to do. Get your shots. Woohoo! Welcome back. Nice to have you here for Monday. It is May the 3rd, 2021. And we are on Around the World. Today's question, I have a question for you guys today. I want you to tell me the first ever cruise you went on. Do you remember the year? Do you remember the name of the ship? Do you remember where you went? Let's go back to the memory banks and think about the first time you were ever on a cruise ship. Where was it? Where did you start your cruise? Do you remember where you started your cruise? I'd love to hear these. Talk to me about the first ship you were ever on. Did you like the first cruise? You must have, because you're here watching me now. You love talking about cruise ships. You must have loved the first cruise you were ever on. For me, the first ship I was ever on, apparently, was an ocean liner going from Canada to Germany in 1959. Because my father was a member of the Canadian Armed Forces. He was in a NATO group, and he and his mates had to go over to Germany to spend, at that time, it was supposed to be a 2-year hitch, just about 30 miles away from the East Germany border in West Germany. They were based. Turned out to become a 3-year ordeal because the Berlin Wall crisis flared up between Kennedy and I think Khrushchev, and that delayed everyone leaving for another year. So we didn't come back until 1962, and that time we sailed across, and we were on an ocean liner on something. The ship was called the Homeric, Homeric, the Homeric from Home Lines, and I remember snippets of this voyage. I would have been in 1962, 7 years old. I'm 65 now, so it's a while ago. But I still have memories of that, little bits and pieces of memories of that voyage across the North Atlantic, returning to Canada. It was generally a no-brainer of a trip. It was no crazy things happened. But I remember little things like dinner in the evenings for supper. I remember how we would be all dressed up. For some reason, Mom and Dad and my sister and I had to get all dressed up like we were going out to church or something. Not that we went to church, but we had to get all dressed up. And my mom would have on a beautiful dress and high heels and stockings, and oh, she looked like $1 million dang dollars, all made up and everything. Her hair was nice. Dad was all in a suit and tie. And my sister had a dress on. I had on a little white shirt and a tie and jacket for dinner. And we had to be in the dining room at a set time. And we had the same table every night for our transatlantic crossing, our same waiter and our same busboy, or the assistant waiter. And the stuff I remember, one of the things I remember was when they brought buns to the table before your meal arrived. And it would be common for us to have maybe some soup or salad before dinner. I would usually have some kind of a soup, and they would bring you these dinner rolls, and they would come in this basket with the towel over it, and then they would open up the towel, and the heat would come off from the buns because they were fresh baked buns from the kitchen down below. And the smell of dinner rolls to this day, that instantly takes me back to this transatlantic voyage. And the second thing about the dinner was I would always ask for a bun before dinner from my mom and dad let me have one. And my dad would usually do that for me. He would grab a bun, he'd cut it in half. And the butter was there was a silver plate, and on top of that was it looked like a silver plated dish, which would be filled with ice cubes and ice water. And then on top of that were these round balls of butter, which they had obviously used some kind of a tool to scrape off these scrapings of butter, and they had them rolled up, and they were these round little balls of butter inside all the ice cubes on this thing. I remember that. I still remember that. And my father would take one or two of them and put it on the bun and spread it out all over the bun. So I'd have a very well liberally buttered half of a bun dinner roll for dinner, and they were delicious. And I still enjoy very much if I go to the right kind of a restaurant, like a steakhouse, and they bring you the thing of dinner rolls. If you go to the right kind of a restaurant, there's a variety of dinner rolls, and if they're warmed up, oh, the smell coming off of those just takes me back to when I was a 7-year-old kid on board this playground of a ship. I'll tell you, I love being on this boat. This ship was fun because, of course, at 7 years old, everything is fun when it's new. And I remember one day we were crossing the Atlantic. We were out at in the middle of the ocean, and my father and I went out for just a little walk along the promenade deck, and then we came outside towards the back of the ship, at the very back, kind of way up high. And I remember him holding me up, and we were looking out together. Like his head was sort of here and my head was sort of here, and we were looking out of the back of the ship, from watching where we had just come from, and you could see the wake behind you, way back as far as you could see. You could see this whole thing, and I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was really interesting to see. And then we kind of looked around, to the sides and to the front, and there was nothing anywhere. I mean, just nothing but water and white caps and the blue, and amazing. And there was another time we did the same thing on another day together, because there had been an announcement made by the crew that another ship was heading the opposite direction to Europe, and that we would be about a half a mile apart or so as we would pass by. And we went out on the deck as well, and he held me up again, and we saw this other ship going the other direction, and between us was all these waves between us, and you could just see how high they were, because the ship, you couldn't see the ship perfectly. You couldn't see all of the ship. You just see part of it as it would slowly, disappear. And same thing for us. Obviously, they couldn't see all of us. Very strong memories of that event. And then I remember another day where it was during the day. It would be, I think I can't remember exactly the time of year, but no matter what, if it was summer, it was still cool because you're moving through this, humid air. But we would be indoors, playing indoors, and the main ballroom, the big ballroom they had, where they would have the orchestra playing at night and the parents dancing. During the daytime, they set this up for kids' events and family stuff. And this one day, they had a steeplechase race, a horse steeplechase race, and they had these markings on the floor, and it was like a obstacle course, and they had these little miniature gates that they put up, and then they had these horses, these wooden horses, numbered 1 to I don't know how many, and they would all line up at the starting line, and the one, they would bring up a volunteer, a child to roll the die for a while, and you'd roll, I think it was 6 horses, so you'd roll the one dice, and it would be number 5, and horse number 5, you then roll the second dice, and whatever it rolled, that's how many spots the horse would go. The race was on, and so you're rolling the first one, horse number 2 and horse number 3, and after a while, 5 of the 6 horses are on their way, and the number 3 horse just sitting there because no one can roll a 3, and everyone, they've divvied up the room into there was the kids who were in group 1 and group 2. This is your horse, and horse number 3 is yours, and horse number 4 is yours, and you're just, come on, roll a 3, oh, they're not rolling a 3, they're rolling a 5, and the 5 got a 5, and he's going 5 more paces, and my horse is sitting there on the starting line, hasn't moved. This is not fair. So these are the memories that would come back to me. It was so much fun as a kid, because the coordinator of the whole event was a master coordinator and knew how to get the crowd all riled up, and we all had to name our horse. We had to come up with a name for the horse, and it was just a laugh riot, and I remember that cruise fondly. Going back to my mother being all dressed up. It took a while. It took like, I don't know, 30 years to figure this out. But it all came somehow. It all came around into my head one day, and I went, "Oh yeah, of course, yeah, geez, yeah." Mom and Dad got all dressed up, and they had us all dressed up, and then we went to the dinner, and we had this, hour and a half meal, and we'd have soup, bread, a full meal and a dessert, and I'd walk out of there going, "Oh, this is great." My sister would be going, "Oh, this is great." And we'd go for a little walk with Mom and Dad around the promenade deck. We're thinking, "This is fantastic." And I'd start to yawn. I get kind of tired. And we get to our cabin, and we would undress into our PJs, and my mom and dad would tuck us into our bunks, and we'd be asleep in no time. It would be like 8 o'clock at night. We're out like a light. 8:30, we're gone. And mom and dad grabbing their cigarettes, and mom's grabbing her purse, and out they go. They're going to the ballroom where the band is playing, and they're smoking and drinking and dancing all night long with all my dad's army buddies who are everyone's dressed to the nines, I'll tell you. And it was 5 straight nights of partying for my parents on board this ocean liner while the kids are asleep in that cabin over there. And the plan worked masterfully every night. They had 5 nights, straight nights to just enjoy themselves socially every night, telling stories and jokes and comparing notes about what they're going to do when they get back to Canada. Because a number of them, when they returned to Canada, their hitch was up. Their hitch would soon be up. And my father was part of an orchestra. He was part of a marching band, the military marching band. He had to be a top-notch musician to get into this. So he was part of this group of guys, and it was like, I don't know, 35 of them, 40 of them, I don't know how many it was, and they were tight. These guys were tight. And of course, at the end of the 3-year run to Germany and back, within a few months of coming back, they were all either signed up for another 3-year hitch, or they have finished off. And in my father's case, he tried to re-sign for another 3 years to join Gagetown, the group out of Gagetown in, I believe, New Brunswick, if I recall, because that was the next orchestra to be sent back to Germany, for a 3-year hitch. And he tried to transfer to Gagetown with my mother's blessing to stay in the military another 3 years, and we would have been on a ship again back to Germany for 3 years. I had no idea this was going on. Of course, why would he ask me my permission? I was 7. And they wanted to go back to Germany for another 3 years because that's where they had come from. They had come from West Germany to Canada in 1952. And here they were in 1959, from 59 to 62, back to Germany with 2 children that they had in Canada. And they were hanging out with their mothers and fathers and uncles and aunts and cousins and everybody. And they wanted another 3-year hitch. But unfortunately, my father was not granted a transfer to Gagetown. And he decided that without that, he wasn't going to stay in the Army for 3 more years, because that would mean staying in Ontario at an Army base, and he wanted out. So he declined to re-sign up for another 3 years, and his military career was over, and that was that. But that was the first time I was on a ship was an ocean liner to Germany and back. And I remember the return. I don't remember the one going over there. I would have been 4, and I don't remember anything from that one. So let me know what ship was your first ship? What was your first cruise? When was it? What ship were you on? And let's compare some notes. Got a little bit of cruise news, not a lot, just a little bit of cruise news. We're watching a lot of obviously what's happening now with the virus and the counts, and we're all hoping and praying at the middle of July, the cruise lines can begin to sort of start cruising. We'll see what happens. Let's say hi to some folks who are popping in to say hi to me. Can you please bring back your reports on cruising? You always had the best videos and pictures to visualize your videos when reporting to us the current cruise news. I really miss watching them. There'll be more coming, I promise you. MG, Norwegian Cruise Line celebrates Teacher Appreciation Week by giving joy to educators across Canada and the USA, says MG Toe. Sylvia, a long time no see. Sharon, a long time no see. Sharon, how you doing? Ken, good evening, Bruce, Jen, and all from Saginaw, Michigan. The temperature is 61 degrees. We needed rain showers. Gas is up to $2.99 with reported gas truck driver shortages. Yes, there are shortages of workers here and there in certain industries across the North America right now. Here in Creston, our Timmy Hortons restaurant has been shut down for 2 weeks straight. Nobody's in there. They were on like a limited hours. Then they just shut it down. It opens, I think, today. We're going to see tomorrow. Jen and I are going to try and visit it tomorrow. Hopefully it's back up and running. I'll tell you, it's labor shortage. Max Carey anticipating a return to cruising hopefully sooner rather than later. John Weir, makeup is done. Makeup's done. Hello, Bruce from Salinas, California. Currently 70 degrees and clear skies. Keep safe and well. Thank you, Rich. Thanks for popping in to see us today. It's good to have you here. I'm I'm still holding my $4 GameStop and $7 options. I just made I might just exercise those options thanks to you. Now I may have to buy you a longer cruise. Oh my God. John Anderson, hello everybody. Welcome. ARC on the 3rd of January, 1982. Carnival holiday out of Miami. First cruise, Oco Rios, Grand Cayman, and Cozumel. Parents took my brother and I, and we were hooked ever since. 1982. Oh my gosh, 18 and 21, 39 years ago. Wow, what a deal. Michael Cruiser, Puerto Rico Deep, Caribbean Celebrity Horizon, 1995. First cruise, 1987, laughing out loud. Sharon, I was 8 years old, so it was the late 60s. My family and I sailed from New York City to Nassau on the Oceanic. Big memory, my grandmother was with us. When we got back, we were at Customs and Immigration, and my grandmother offered us oranges in front of the agent. The agent flipped out, but my father noticed that the oranges said sun-kissed, so we didn't get into any trouble. They were sun-kissed oranges. It's all right. They're fine. Oh, my goodness. That's great. Bridget Leary, 1985 to Alaska on the Rotterdam 5. The one currently being built will be the Rotterdam, 4? So I don't know how this works. Sailed from Vancouver. Wow. Vancouver to Alaska in 1985. First cruise. Awesome. Yeah, Kit Kat says, I'm a newbie here. 2017, NCL, The Escape on the Norwegian Escape during the week of a solar eclipse. It was wonderful. The itinerary was changed because of a hurricane, but we didn't mind. We absolutely loved it. They take good care of you. Yeah, they avoid hurricanes. They absolutely avoid hurricanes. Fantastic. Sandy, good evening, everyone. It's cool and overcast in Richmond, British Columbia, Canada. Welcome, Sandy Robinson from beautiful Richmond. Kirk Brunson, hi, Bruce and TWB family. Kirk from the Big Apple is finally here. Welcome, my buddy. Nice to have you here. Sharon, my second cruise, age 11, on the Sea Venture from New York to Bermuda. The ship was eventually purchased by Princess and became the Pacific Princess, the Love Boat. How about that? There's history right there. By the way, the Homeric was a sister ship to the Oceanic. How about that? Small world, isn't it? Colleen, first cruise, 2003, was supposed to be on the SS Norway, but the huge engine explosion was 2 weeks prior. So I ended up on the Carnival cruise and went to Caribbean out of Florida. Yeah, unfortunately, after that explosion, the ship never sailed again with passengers. Isn't that something? Ken Kuchera. Ken, Norwegian Skyward, 1982. Janet, Norwegian Seaward in 1992 for a honeymoon. Colton Thomas. Oh, nice. Normal people can chant. My first cruise was the Carnival Dream, and it was amazing. I had 2 formal nights, and that was my favorite part of the whole deal. How about that? Dan Massey. Hello, Bruce. Good evening. Welcome, Dan Massey from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Welcome, Dan. Good to see you again, buddy. Kevin Chapman. Hi from Central New Jersey. 80 degrees yesterday, but 48 raining today. First cruise was to Bermuda with Sharon on the Royal Caribbean Nordic Prince. Right on. Manuvel Camp. Hello, Bruce from Southfield, Michigan, I believe it is. Am I? Welcome. Kirk, early planning for my wife. And our 20th anniversary for 2024. I got married in Vegas, so looking into Alaska. Right on. Edward Gutowski, my first cruise was voluntary, 2003, and now have 39 under the belt. The ship was so big for my first one. Now the ships are massive, and I love cruising. Right on, buddy. George Robinson. Hello, Bruce. Hello, George Robinson. Welcome, sir. Edward. Volendam. That was the ship, the Volendam. Bioconjunction. Bioconjunction. Congratulations, Kirk and wife. Clearly, the best bet placed in Vegas that day was marrying that girl. Kate PM. Greetings, everyone from Naples, Florida. Heat wave here. My first cruise was in 1984 on the Cunard Princess. 1984. Brittany, hi, Bruce and all. I decided to give you a chance for this show tonight. Thank you, Brittany, so much for being here tonight. George, saying hi from St. Kitts. Beautiful. Christine, hi, Bruce. Hi, Christine Lugo. Rocky, our first cruise was Eastern Caribbean in 1994. For our 25th anniversary, the ship was the Regal Princess. No, not the Regal Princess in service today, but the Regal Princess from before. Yeah, Kirk Brunson. Thanks. By the way, I've been with my wife for 31 years in September. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Jeannie, yesterday, Facebook reminded me that 4 years ago, we arrived home from our Hawaiian cruise from Honolulu to Vancouver 4 years ago. Man, oh man, time flies, doesn't it? Edward, Volendam was the first ship in 2003. Now I have done 39 done, and each ship is massive. I thought was huge as my first ship. Who knew things were getting bigger? I love cruising. Right on. Michael Brandy, we still dress for dinner. I in my tux and Susan in her lovely formal gown. We are old school cruisers. Right on. Nothing wrong with this. Bioconjunction. Nice work, Kirk. It can be a beautiful thing to have a partner in life. Edward, have sailed on many lines. Holland was the first one. Bridget, Larry, the Rotterdam 5 to Alaska in 1985. The one about to be put in service will be the Rotterdam 7. There we go. Sailed to Alaska from Vancouver. Jeannie, our first cruise was to Alaska on the Ruby Princess in 2015. It was just 2015. Michael, Jamaica Queen on 1968-69 maybe. I was 11. 11 on the Jamaica Queen. Awesome, man. Michael Bandy. First cruise was the SS Azure Seas. 3-night LA to Esmeralda and back in the 80s. Wow. Ali Harter Street. Welcome, Ali Harter Street, becoming a YouTube member of this channel. Welcome to the gang. You get to use emojis now. And thank you so much for joining us. It's wonderful to welcome you in. You get to join me and the gang every Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern. So next week, join us 1 hour before this show for the Sponsor Member Hangout Show. And on Fridays at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, Sponsor Member Show. It's trivia night. I've got trivia every Friday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I look forward to seeing you there too if you can. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. Antoinette, happy Monday, everybody. They're talking about a sponsor member. There's one right there. Thank you so much. Andrew Cabate. Hi, Bruce. Hey, Andrew. How you doing, buddy? Nikki. Hi, everybody. Roger and I are here in Jacksonville, Florida. We took our first cruise on Holland America in 2013, and we loved it. Our first cruise, Jennifer and I took our first modern day cruise together, and it was Jennifer's first time on a cruise ship. It would have been in March 2008 on the Holland America Oosterdam. And that ship left from San Diego down to the Mexican Riviera and back, a 7-night cruise. We went with friends of ours. They were veteran cruisers. They had done at least 15 at that point. And they convinced us to go with them. And so they took a balcony cabin on the front part of the ship. We took a balcony cabin towards the rear of the ship. And we met every night for dinner at 7 o'clock in the main dining room. And I'll tell you, we had a blast. That week was fantastic. We hung out with them and had so much fun. And dinner every night was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. We would watch a show with them and then just walk around the ship and do whatever. And Loved it. That was my first modern day cruise, and I was hooked as well. Jen was hooked. You betcha. We've done now 7 modern day ship cruises together, and we were supposed to have had 3 more by now in the bag, but all canceled, unfortunately, as I'm sure you all know what your cruise is being canceled too. Kirk Brunson, 2018, my first cruise, New York to the Bahamas on the Norwegian Gem, going on my 2nd August MSC Divina, Port Canaveral to the Bahamas. Right on, Kirk. It's going to happen. Fantastic. Jody, hey, Ontario, Canada. Welcome, Jody, from beautiful Ontario. I used to live in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario, and I went to college in Toronto at George Brown College. So I know Ontario. I was born in Sudbury, so I'm an Ontario boy. It's nice to have you here. Arc Adventures, our favorite ship so far, the Carnival Horizon. Every state of the art. Very state-of-the-art. Grouper fingers in the bar. What? Love that ship. Ron Clark, my first cruise was from Tsawwassen to Sydney in British Columbia. Sharon, favorite quote from my youngest son at age 9 on one of his first cruises. Cruise ships are really good at separating you from your money without making you take out your wallets. The kid is smart. The kid knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's ahead of his time. Charles Bruce, has the CDC said anything about the number of passengers that are going to be on a cruise ship, like 40, 50%? Going to get into that in just a minute. Kirk, by the way, Bruce, I have to pay off the cruise by May 23rd if I'm going. Arc Adventures, Andrea and I have had 6 past cruises since 2016, 5 Carnival and 1 Royal Caribbean. Brian Whitehead, first cruise in 2012 on the Carnival Splendor. Now at 13 cruises sailed since. Ollie Harder-Smith, the newest member of this channel. I'm here from the Uncle Bruce Bagel Gang. Been meaning to join, working in the shop late, and thoroughly enjoy your stories so much. I'm here too now. I've never cruised. I might now, though, for sure. That would be great to have you join us. Hopefully, we'll be able to coordinate a group cruise together in the near future, the next year or year and a half. Soon as I know, you'll all know, and we'll get ready to go. It should be fun. Jody, do you think that cruising will be normal anytime soon? Normal is a word I hesitate to use for a long time, because even if we get on ships, it really won't seem all that normal yet. It'll be a while. Edward, partner and I together 38 years this year. Need to sail again this year for sure. John Weir, first Song of Norway, 1985, Miami. Then 8 more annual cruises as host for KBUR Radio. AAA since then. 12 cruises, including my last, January 2020, where the balcony held 15 guests comfortably. Nice. Fantastic. Louise, I used to watch The Love Boat with my sister every Saturday evening. My sister and I started meeting in Florida 2 times only so far, and taking her special needs daughter on a cruise. Sandy, my first cruise was in 1967 on P&O Oriana Nassau to Vancouver. After Panama Canal, we ran right into a hurricane. The ship was rocking and rolling. I was 18 years old. That was a lot of fun. Also dressing up. Oh man, what a trip. A-Pot's first cruise, Carnival Victory in 2016. Been on 4 since. Got kicked off my last one, Carnival Sunrise, January the 20th. COVID precautions. I didn't get a dime back. Jeannie, we have had 10 cruises in the books. 4 cruises canceled and 1 hopeful in 2022. There you go. Well, let me show you some stuff here. I before the show started, I went over to Cruise Mapper and I downloaded some cruises. But before I show you that, I wanted to show you, a lot of people are always curious what Jennifer looks like, because they're always wondering, she's that Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife you keep talking about, but you never put her on the camera. We did a photo shoot yesterday, and the folks for the other channel, they kind of wanted to get a publicity shot for my stock markets channel, and we love bagels over there and all that. So anyway, so we posed for a couple of shots. Here's one of them right here. There's Jennifer and I. You can tell that I'm the very proud husband of that trophy wife of mine. And here we were in front of the soon to be someday bagel store that might be opening soon, and hopefully we'll drive a Tesla someday. And we got the looks. All we need is the car. We got the clothing. All we need is the car to go complete with it, and then maybe open up a series of franchise type bagel shops. But Jennifer and I were happy to do it, and it was a good sunny night, and it worked out really well. And you can just see how comfortable I am there. I'm a proud guy. How can I not be a happy guy with a hot wife like that hanging around me like that? You gotta love that. We occasionally go out. Sometimes I like to go out casual. I'll go out without a tie on, and I'll wear like a little choker, like you see like the little choker there around my neck there. I'll go out with something like that, once in a while, just to kind of put on that Hollywood look. But Jen, she knows how to pose for the cameras. She's hanging on to me there, saying, "You just hang out with me, young man. I'll show you how this is done." And she's a true professional. And then here, we were out not too long ago. The paparazzi's all over Creston, right? There's 5,000 people here, but there's got to be hundreds of paparazzi waiting for Jen and I to go out. And I like to put on the happy face for everybody and just be smiling and saying hi to all the guys, give them a good shot. And Jen she's just a professional smiler. She's just a pro at this. She just smiles like that all the time. I don't know how she does it. It's incredible. I find it a bit intimidating, but anyway, there you go. I hope you like that. Okay, now here's a shot for you of the world. This is a shot from Cruise Mapper, and what you're looking at right there is each one of those little dots and triangles. That would be different ships, and I believe that those are Royal Caribbean vessels, Royal Caribbean's ships right now at sea. And you can see there's a couple on the west coast there, and there's one in the Galveston area, I guess, and there's a bunch sitting off the coast of Florida, and that's where most of the Oasis class ships are. They're all over there. And then you can see in the Mediterranean, there's looks like 3 over there, one just south of India on the move, and one in Singapore off the coast. I think the Singapore ship is is it the Odyssey of the Seas? You guys know which one that is. It's the one that's been sailing to nowhere over there, to like 2 to 4 day sailings to nowhere off the coast of Singapore. But the rest of them are waiting to start up. And the one off of India is on the move, probably headed for the Mediterranean. Those are the ships from Royal Caribbean. Now let's take a look here. If I can shop this one up. Yeah, I can pop this one up. This would be Carnival ships. These are all the Carnival ships right now. And there's a cluster of them just off the Florida coast. And then there's a bunch down in the Puerto Rico and St. Kitts area, Barbados. And then over in Spain, there's a couple off the coast of Spain, a couple in the Mediterranean Sea. And then near Singapore, there are 2 over there. That's where the Carnival ships are. And now let me show you this one here. This one is Norwegian. I did a video on Saturday that you might want to check out. I did a video about where are all the Norwegian cruise ships. There's one in Hawaii, the dot way over in the Pacific all by itself. As a matter of fact, you see that dot twice. You see it on the right and the left. That's Hawaii, the same ship. That's Pride of America sitting in Honolulu. And then we have a ship just in LA range there, and just off LA. Then we have one sailing down the coast of Mexico and heading to probably through the Panama Canal. We got a couple in the Caribbean. There are, I think, 4 ships. Those dots there represent, I think, 4 different ships it'll come to me. I mentioned it in the video the other day where that is. Aruba. There we go. In Aruba. Now, up by the United Kingdom, by England up there are 2 ships, one just near Southampton, I think in a place called Portland, and another one up towards Brussels. And then in the Mediterranean, there's a bunch of ships there who are going to hopefully start sailing in the Mediterranean this summer. We have 1 ship in Singapore, and those are the ships for Norwegian. Now, this one here, this last shot I have for you, this is a collection of ships of Holland America, Princess, and Costa. I believe those are the lines that I have highlighted here, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see there's not many ships in the USA area. Some are just off the coast of Mexico. And in the UK, there's one up there. And then in the Mediterranean, those red-colored ones, those are Costa ships, if I'm not mistaken. It could be that Princess, I might not have highlighted Princess. I might be wrong. Holland America, Princess, and Costa, I think I highlighted there. But unfortunately, at this time of the year, right now, there should be a ton of ships up in Alaska right now, sailing from Vancouver and Seattle up to Alaska and back. There should be all kinds, like 25 ships up there by now. There's nothing up there, as you can see on all of these shots, starting again with the Royal Caribbean. No ships at all in Alaska. No ships in Canada for the maritime region, the eastern part of Canada. Nothing at all, unfortunately. And look at Australia with all of these shots. You can see Australia and New Zealand. There isn't a cruise ship anywhere down there. Nowhere. Nothing. They've been shut down too. So unfortunately, there you have it. Those are where the ships are right now. The CDC, the talk is that it is likely when we see cruising again, the word seems to be that when we start cruising again, we're going to see between 40 and 50% occupancy only allowable. Now, this is a problem because the problem here is because we've seen cancellations from last year in April, basically, and it's almost a full year. And we know from statistics that have been released by the big three cruise lines, the Royal Caribbean people, the Norwegian and Carnival people with all their brands, that represents probably 3/4 of all cruise ship capacity. These three outfits have told us that about half of all the cancellations that they've had to do, people have taken their refund. They've taken their money back. The other half, they've been convinced to leave the money with the cruise lines for enhanced credits. And in most cases, they're offered like your full fare plus 20% additional. And in some cases, they've been juicy. They were like full fare, 20% on top of that, and a free drink package and other goodies. And so the catch right now is that you talk about how many cruises have been canceled since last April to today. We're probably looking at about, I'm going to guess 22 million to 24 million people have had their cruises canceled. And we know that the cancellations are for this month, May and June and July. And we also know that most of the cruises that were to have happened are not going to happen for the most of the rest of the year because the ships are being completely reconfigured to different locations. Alaska is off the table. New England cruises are off the table. So I mean, it's a big chessboard of moving ships all over the place and deploying everything. The CDC won't allow a cruise longer than 7 days, from what I'm still told. So it could be that by the time it's all said and done, we might be talking 26 million to 28 million cruisers have lost their cruises. Now, half took their money, approximately. Half did not. So that would mean 14 million people have cruise credits to go on a cruise. Now, many of those people, many, have rebooked cruises into 2022 and now into 2023. But for 2021, this year, and into like January, February, March of 2022, this first sort of 6-month window that cruising should start again, this is where it's going to get interesting and dicey, because if the cruise lines are restricted, let's say from July until the end of the year, that the most they can put on board are half the people and no inside rooms, just at balconies only, let's suppose, because again, this fresh air thing, we're talking about the issue is that what we're talking about is that cruise lines just will not be able to deliver all the cruises they owe to their existing people very quickly. They'll offer it. They'll get through them to start with a little bit here and there. But for those of us out here who either, if you took your money back or you're waiting now to book a cruise, many of you out there who want to go on a cruise and pay for it, you may find that the pickings are very, very slim, simply because if this occupancy restriction is slowly lifted into the 2022 year range. Like say the first 6 months of 2022, the cruise ships are allowed to go to 2/3 capacity and then 3/4 capacity by next summer. You're talking about 6-7 months of very limited capacity and a bunch of new cancellations. A whole bunch of people who are booked on cruises next January, February, March, April, May are going to get kicked off ships, not even going to be allowed on because no inside rooms and the balcony rooms might be restricted. There might be a whole bunch of folks getting cancellation notices again until perhaps, cross our fingers, full occupancy, but nothing over 100% perhaps by what, next summer, next June, July, a year plus, 13 months from now, 14 months, maybe then 100% occupancy. And even at that point, the cruise lines may have to offer 60% of all the openings to their existing clients, that the money they've been sitting on from their existing customers for almost a year and a half. It'll be 2 years at that point. Those folks have got to be looked after. You've got to get them on these ships. So fresh cash from new sailors, those of us who just want to book a cruise and go and be prepared to pay for it, we might be limited to maybe 10% of all the cabins available for quite some time before things ease up by 2025. Like, I'm talking years. And so a group cruise, I come back to that. How are we going to do a group cruise if the cruise lines have got to honor 14 million cruisers, their sailings on a restricted level to start with, and then ease it up? The first year, very restrictive, and then from there, back to 100%. We're talking the middle of 2023 or late 2020 or late 2022 before we open up. And I can't see until 2023 group cruises even being contemplated by the cruise lines, just because they'll be sold out, pre-sold. Keep in mind that, folks out there who have cruise credits, there are folks out there who have cruise credits for 5 cruises. They've lost 5 cruises and they've taken credit for each one of them. They're going to want to be on a cruise ship every 2 months to get their cruises in, or every 3 months if they can, or every 4 months if they can. And so these folks are booked. They're already pre-booked. And a lot of these cruise ships, I think, are sold out for all of 2021. They're sold out for probably all of 2022 if there are restrictions. And it could well be that there might not be any actual openings for the rest of us until 2023 as it is. And that could put group cruises back until 2024. I just toss that out there as keep that in mind when you're thinking about going on a cruise. You will probably not going to see your favorite rock and roll cruise for a while, your themed cruises for a while. Those special charters might not be available for a while. And then group cruises as church groups and other groups, and the TWB group cruise, the Stock Markets with Bruce group cruise, we might be delayed a while yet. We'll keep following this. Of course, new ships are coming out, and they are not pre-booked necessarily, but they will be. But there might be some hope there. I don't know. I'll keep you posted on what's going on. But there are rumors out that the 40 to 50% rule is likely to be the new one. Anyway, Brittany's saying, I'm watching you on TV via my Nintendo Switch. That's pretty cool. Lingets says, hi. Jody, Sharon, great looking store. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. Queen Beat, hello, been on 7 cruises so far. 6 on the books, cautiously optimistic. Let's hope for the best, Queen Beat. Brittany, I just got a good connection for this episode. I'm really pleased about this. Ali Harder Street, yes, MG, you and Jen are the most. Where is the Oasis of the Seas? My hunch is that the Oasis of the Seas is off the coast of Bahamas. I think that's where she is. The Harmony of the Seas, I believe, the Oasis class ship, is in the Mediterranean. She just came out of dry dock out of Cadiz, Spain, a few days ago, I believe. So, but the rest of them, I think, are all off the coast of the Bahamas near Coco Key. Queetbeat, the Carnival Breeze and Vista are in Galveston. Didn't see any markers there. Yeah, those ships are there just to pick up supplies. Apparently, they're being provisioned up. There are some ships coming into Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Carnival, Port Canaveral in the near future for vaccination purposes for crew. That's being organized, being all scheduled up. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you, everybody, so much. Sharon, thank you for reminding everybody. Jody, damn, that's a lore. That's a lore. I'm not sure what Jody's saying. That's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Queen Bee thumbs ups. Andre Rutz, thank you, Andre, for this donation. We have no cruises, but at least we have your show. Well, there you go. Thank you very much. Kirk, I booked a balcony. Right on, buddy. Jody, 2025 before normalcy, maybe. You could well be right. Queet Beat, traveling with Bruce, how do you think the lines will handle new capacity? I think they're going to be frustrated. They're going to be dying to open it up, but they're going to have to go by the rules. If you want the American access, you're going to have to handle it. Now, in Europe, the question is, of course, what about the Mediterranean and what about the UK? Now, this summer, the UK is allowing travel only around the UK only for UK residents only. But I'm told 40 to 50% max capacity is also being talked about there. So it's going to be interesting. Asked and answered. Okay. Bull Craft Max. Bruce, sorry I'm late. Late to the chat. I was listening in the background today. This week's question for me is, what cruise has the best poker tables? Well, that's a good question. I don't know. Is anyone able to answer this question? Does anyone know who has the best poker tables? That's something I can't address. They do have poker. They have blackjack. They have roulette, and they got the slot machine. Fitzroy, good night, Bruce. Enough blessings. Greetings from Granada. Beautiful weather. People be safe. Fitzroy, thank you for always being here. Appreciate you. Roger, hi, Bruce. Greetings from Nicaragua. Beautiful, Roger. Thank you for joining us from beautiful Nicaragua. It's nice to have you here, and I appreciate you visiting us. Queet Beat, good night, Fitzroy. Be safe in Granada. Terry Gallant, what will cruise lines do if 95% of the passengers need to be vaccinated? Children can represent a minimum of 30% of passengers. Now, this is the tricky one. I'm not sure how this is going to go down. I've heard rumors. I had heard rumors about 3 months ago, but nothing has come of it since. And the rumors were that some of the cruise lines might start cruising in July and August and September with adults only. That's a rumor. No confirmation, no rule, no hard and fast declaration by the CDC, but it's been out there. And it makes sense in a way because adults can get vaccinated. Not all children can. We'll have to see how that plays out. Anyway, I'll let you know. Dave K, this is the most ridiculous crap I've ever heard. Dave K, it's the most ridiculous comment I've ever read. We're even. Fitzroy, Queen Bee, enough blessing. Jody, things will get back to normal just in a matter of time for 2030. No, Jackie. No, says Queen Bee. Ali, someone shorted the group cruises. Oh, man. T2K2, TK2X. Hi, Bruce. Just got back from 2 weeks in Cancun, Mexico. Nice to see y'all here again. What was it like in Cancun? Did you have to wear masks down there? Did you have to be social distance? What was it like? Were you in an all-inclusive resort? And if you were, did you have to follow reservations? Were there buffets? What about the whole thing? Tell us what you can. Love to know about what happened there. Fathom Depths, big fan, first-time caller. I've never been on a cruise, but I do have access to a pontoon. Does that count? Now, that kind of talk is purely, and is exactly the kind of lingo you would expect from someone living in Michigan. Absolute Michigan talk. I can feel it. I know it. I absorb it. It's a Michiganer. And it's kind of a smart alecky kind of comment, but it's sincere. Good people in Michigan, really good people in Michigan. And Fathom Depths, welcome to the show from wherever you are in, I think, Michigan. It's nice to have you here. MG, best poker tables, the Star of Islam. I have no idea what he's talking about. Bullcraft, hope you stayed safe. Bullcraft, children under 12 likely won't be able to get vaccinated until the end of the year. 12 to 15 might happen within the next few months. Mahi, Simone, live position of the Oasis of the Seas. Well, like I said, I think I know where it is, but I'm not sure. Amicus, welcome. Thumbs ups, buddy. Andre, any information about the types of vaccines that cruises will Coronavac count? This I can't answer, Andre. This is I don't know if anyone knows that one yet. Says Fathom Dev. Jennifer, good morning from Diego Garcia. Queetbeat, Cancun soon for me. Which resort? I'm at the Rio. Laughing out loud, Fathom Depths. MG, Fathom, you can come with me on a cruise. I was in the JW Marriott for part of it in Cancun. Every resort and restaurant strictly enforces mask mandates indoors and very little or no masks outside. In Playa del Carmen, lots of crowds, no masks outside. Interesting. A pontoon raised my grandfather, a pontoon. How is your, Mahi is how you pronounce my name. Mehi is how you pronounce my name. If you're a regular of this channel, you absolutely know I can't pronounce anything. I try. I do the best I can. Mehi, I'll do all I can for you. But boy, I get some of these names and places people are telling me they're from, and I'm lost. I'm just, but we're having fun. We're always having fun. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. Thank you for telling me about the first cruise and the first ship you were ever on. That's always a neat walk down memory lane to remember those things. It is pretty cool. Mihai. That's how you do it. Mihai. Okay, Mihai. Bullcraft, even though I am fully vaccinated, hard pass for me. Hard pass on traveling until the rest of the world is also regularly vaccinated and has access. There you go. This is something we're going to have to watch for. We need to see these numbers come down everywhere. And boy, oh boy, what about India? What is happening there? There is trouble in India. Mihai, got it. Okay, Mihai, thank you. Queetbeat. I went to a loft in Tulum, JW Marriott in Cancun, fantastic, and Hilton in Playa del Carmen. But it's a total party scene on the weekend in Playa, a bit too much. Bullcraft, I feel so bad for what is happening in India. It is really unfortunate that they are going through, and I don't want to travel, especially with the variants. Exactly. Thumbs ups, everybody. MG says, thumbs ups for Bruce. Thank you, everybody. If you can throw me a thumbs ups, I would appreciate that very much. We do love the thumbs ups. I hope you had a good night tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Appreciate it. If you did, please give the show a thumbs up. If you hated the show, make it known by hitting the thumbs down button twice. Just hit it again and again. And that will really drive the point home that you didn't like it. Got to swim in the cenotes. That's quite an experience. If you've never heard of it, Google the photos for cenotes. Oh, okay. Bullcraft Max, thumbs ups for you, buddy. Thank you very much. I'm going to be on the air on this channel on Friday night at 7 o'clock Eastern time for sponsor members. We're playing trivia this Friday night. So make sure, if you're a member of this channel, get your butt over there. And if you're not a member of this channel, become a member of this channel so you can play trivia Friday night at 7 o'clock. We always have a good time. Next Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern, sponsor members, we hang out for an hour before this big show starts at 8. So I'll see you guys on Monday as well. And then everybody here next Monday, of course. Keep an eye on this channel for updates. As I can make them, we'll pop them up. The cruise must have been weird and kind of nice, not as crowded. Bullcraft, see you on Stock Markets with Bruce tomorrow. Bruce, yes, I'll be on my other channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. Uncle Bruce will be live 1 hour before the market open tomorrow morning. I believe that would be about 8:30 Eastern time in the morning. I start for a 3-hour show in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I'm on for 2 more hours, 1 hour before the close of the day and 1 hour into the aftermarket. And I look forward to seeing you anytime during those 5 hours that I am live, 5 days a week. Please consider becoming a sponsor member over there. You can then use the emojis. You can comment on the live show. You get alerts from me on hot stock picks and all kinds of good stuff. So absolutely, everybody, we'll see you there for sure. Nice. Good night, Bruce. Thanks for another fun show. Thank you, Sharon, so much for being here tonight. Sandy, thanks for an interesting show. It helps when still in the hospital. Sandy, get out of there. Get out of there, please. Get out of there. Get healthy. Get home. Be well. And all of you, please stay safe out there. Thank you for joining me. Stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy. Make sure to wear your mask. Make sure to get your shots and social distance and do what the doctor said. And we'll talk to you in a little while. Again, Friday for sure, Jeannie, you know it. We're going to be there, babe. Bullcraft, hope you get well, Sandy. And Sharon, there will be a Cinco de Mayo drinking game on Wednesday afternoon. Oh my God, I hadn't even thought about that. Oh my God, that could be wild. Kirk Brunson, great show, Bruce. Thanks, Kirk, so much from the Big Apple. I appreciate it. Sharon, you got me going now. What are we going to do? What's going to happen Wednesday afternoon? Is there going to be a Cinco de Mayo libation game going on the other channel again? Oh no. May the 4th be with you. I don't know. Oh, we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.